right, welcome back, Sports Talker Nation. Once again, it's your host, the G-Man, as we continue our team-by-team NFL draft review. Today we're going to talk about those Oakland Raiders. Now, I admit I have a soft spot in my heart for the Raiders. I think it's better for the league when they're good. The bad boy image, the black hole, even the helmets are the coolest in the league. Everything about it I like, so I want them to do well. I will tell you that I think they're a team on the rise. I think they've got a good young nucleus on offense. However, I'm not sure how well this draft went for them and what they were able to do to help improve their fortunes. But let's take a look. So the first round selecting the Carl Joseph, I don't like at all. You can tell if you looked at my rankings, I actually don't even have him in my top 5 safeties. I think he was a reach. I think in a draft filled with safe players, they took the guy that wasn't safe. I keep hearing about how Joseph is similar to Bob Sanders. A couple things people don't mention there. Number one, Bob Sanders had about 3 good years total. Number two, during those 3 years, he was hurt half the time. And number three, Carl Joseph is not as fast as Bob Sanders. I think it's going to be tough for him at his size in the league today to stay on the field without getting injured. I think he's going to be great in run support. He's fast enough to help out even with slot receivers. I just worry about his long-term ability. And to take a safety that high is just a mistake. They double-bagged that in the second round with Jihad Ward. Again, they went with a defensive end, not a need. I think their young outside defensive players are strong. With Khalil Mack, he's an absolute beast. I don't like Jihad Ward either. So their first 2 picks, I don't like at all. I do like Shalik Calhoun. I'm not sure he's a great system fit, but I think he's a hell of a football player from Michigan State in the 3rd round. I like Connor Cook as a developmental backup quarterback. Again, I think he's going to be like the Brandons, Allen Doughty that I mentioned earlier on the other teams. You're either going to take him and you're going to have him groom him as your backup quarterback to Carr for a long time, although I think he has a chance to be as good as Carr, and I like Carr. Or you're going to turn him into a higher draft pick somewhere else. They took a kind of scat back running back in DeAndre Washington. I think he helps them as well. And I think their best selection came in the 7th round. Corey James went in the 6th. Not too much to say either way about him. I think their best pick came in the 7th round of Vidal Alexander. I don't necessarily believe in taking a guard that high, but he is your classic run-blocking guard for an offensive line that needs it. So I think their 7th round selection was their best, and their 1st round selection not so much. So with those 2 pieces in place, it's hard to give them a huge grade for the draft. So I am giving them a C minus area. I worry about if they're going to be able to take that next step if they don't stop taking some of these high-risk, high-reward guys early on. There was enough talent in this draft and enough secure talent in this draft. They probably should have just stayed pat, took somebody more steady, maybe take a corner because they also need defensive backfield help. Would have served them better. But, Oakland's going to do what Oakland's going to do. I thought they got that Al Davis gene out of them when he passed, but apparently not. It's still alive and strong. So that's it for your 2016 NFL Draft review of the Oakland Raiders. I'm your host, the G-Man, and I am out.